Here today, as you've read the title, and it's probably in the thumbnail too, I am going to be listing off 15 things that I personally want to see in Jurassic World Dominion, in no particular order as well. I did switch the list around a little bit because I think that some things do need to be a little bit in order, but yeah, in no really particular order. Also, I'm just going to be listing it off in front of this image. So, sorry if you don't really like that, but yeah. So that's what we're going to be doing. So, shall we get into it? So, for number one, as we all know, the character of Dodgson has been cast. Suppose recast, because the person who played Cameron, the Cameron Thor was the person who played Dodgson in the first movie. He's not doing so well now, to say, I suppose. So they got a new actor. I have seen him in the Amazing Spider-Man movies, which those movies are terrible. But I think that he's an alright actor. I mean, I suppose I'm not really sure if he's an alright actor, but he definitely looks the part, so I'm fine with that. But basically, for number one, I want Dodgson to be the main villain. I feel like this should be common knowledge, but it seems like some people think that they just cast him just because, and he's just going to be like the small little cameo, I think, is the thing. And it's just like, it's just fan service. It's just going to be a little cameo, and they think that it's just kind of random. I mean, I'm not too sure how many people think that, but I've heard a couple people say that. So I think that Dodgson, I think, is inevitably going to be the main villain. Obviously, he's going to be the main villain, and I can't wait to see what they do with him. I do have a couple other things relating to Dodgson, so that we'll get into in a little bit. Actually, right now even. So, for number two, I want Dodgson working with Wu. So, I mean, like, I don't know if this would really work in the movie necessarily, but I think that that's a good way to get Wu in, because I can't really think of any other way for Wu to be in the movie, unless he's working with Dodgson. Like after Eli Mills, obviously, got eaten by Miss Roberta. He's obviously not working with him anymore. Yeah, I think it would be super interesting if Wu was working with Dodgson. That would be super cool, and it also kind of ties into a couple other things that I was thinking about. So here's another one relating to Dodgson. I want to see I want Dodgson to kidnap Maisie. I'm not entirely sure what his intentions would be, but I think that that's what is going to happen. Obviously, I mean, we know that Maisie does get kidnapped by the leaked, I guess, the movie synopsis. There we go. So we know that she gets captured by quote unquote dino poachers, which will be super interesting to see. But yeah, I think that it would be really nice if Dodgson maybe hired him, and stuff. But yeah, and also relating to Wu working with Dodgson, it ties into one thing that I really want to see in the movie. I don't think that it's going to happen, but I really want to see it. But yeah, I think that Dodgson should be the one who hires these dino poachers to kidnap Maisie. That'd be really interesting. Now this number four. Now this one is kind of relating to the surrounding of the movie. I'm not too sure how to word that properly. But basically, for number four, I want Michael Giacchino to return. Um, I think that it would be super awesome if he came back. I really hope that Michael Giacchino does come back to do the soundtrack for this one, because he's done the soundtrack for Jurassic World and Fallen Kingdom. I don't want another. I think that nobody does want. Nobody wants another JP3 situation, because that soundtrack is not very good. Like, I don't think I've ever heard anybody like really talk about like anything good from that soundtrack. um, yeah, like you can't replace John Williams. Like I don't even remember the guy's name. I mean, I think that I guess he did a serviceable job, but he didn't do anything like insane with it. And I think that Michael Giacchino has done such an amazing job. But yeah, I really want him to come back. And if he doesn't, then yeah, I don't know who they should get back. I mean, I would absolutely love if they got John Williams to do it. Um, or imagine like John Williams working with Michael Giacchino, so they get both of them. Oh my god, that would be so good, so good. Oh my god. But yeah, really want him to return. I really hope that all of his time doesn't get soaked up by the Batman, because Michael Giacchino is going to be doing the new Batman movie soundtrack. So I really hope that he can do both of these. But yeah. For number 5, again relating to the actual film, the surrounding of the film, I want a quote-unquote 93 painted marketing. So I suppose it was a good idea that I used this image. I want to see this color scheme for the marketing of this movie. I don't want to see the blue anymore. I mean, I like the blue with Jurassic World, and then they kind of dialed back the blue, and then we got, like, the orange or the gray for Fallen Kingdom. I really want us to get this classic red and yellow, and black, I guess, paint scheme for the marketing. I want to see this red and yellow all over the place whenever this movie hits theaters next year. But yeah, I really want to see that. That's another one that I think I really want to see. But yeah, I mean, like, it is on here, but this is just for them. This is just for them filming the movie. Like, this doesn't say that the marketing is gonna be like the first one, because this is probably just like a little. This is obviously just for a little teaser. But yeah. For number 6, this one is relating to the other image that we saw. There was another image that I'm pretty sure Colin Trevorrow released, of them filming it, and I actually do have a couple theories. So basically, Colin Trevorrow released this image of Maisie with her bike, or with a bike, and then like she was walking next to like this wasteland, almost like this abandoned town almost. And I think that some really cool sequences could take place there. That would be a really awesome place to do a sequence. So I do have a couple of theories surrounding this. I mean, none of these could be true, honestly. It could just be somewhere that she's walking by. It might not even be, abandoned or anything, but yeah. So one of my theories for this is it could be maybe a Dilo nest, a Dilophosaurus nest. Really wish that I had the image up on here so I could show you it. But yeah, I'm sure I've made a video on it. But I think that maybe it could be a Dilo nest. As a thing, and like Dilophosaurs have like completely overrun it. Maybe this could be a Lost World novel callback. so we can get, like, that sequence, with the camouflage Carnotaurs, they're, like, chasing Macy. And relating to the camouflage Carnotaurs, maybe this could be a Dodgson / Wu, again, because they're working together, in theory. This could maybe be a testing field, with like, this camouflage Carno. So maybe, like, they're trying different things out, I don't know. And they kind of set it loose on this town, and, they kind of ran it, which would be a very Dodgson thing to do, but, yeah. Okay. Another Dilophosaur related one here. For number 7, I want to see a Dilophosaurus Velociraptor fight. Now, if you've paid attention to when the Dilophosaurus has been shown off, I suppose, or teased at us, in the previous Jurassic World films, then in Jurassic World, I believe, I don't remember which raptor it was, but one of the raptors was chasing Owen, Claire, and Zach and Gray, in the visitor center, and Gray put up a hologram of a Dilophosaurus, of a Dilophosaurus, and then, the raptor, was, like, trying to fight it or whatever, and obviously it couldn't because it was a hologram. Then in Fallen Kingdom, obviously there was, like, a little Dilophosaur hoot, in the opening on Isla Nublar, but the maquette Dilophosaurus, or the taxidermy Dilophosaurus, was fighting a Velociraptor again, in Lockwood Manor, or the mansion, whatever you call that thing, the estate. But it was, again, fighting a raptor. And obviously they were taxidermied and dead, so they couldn't actually fight. So I really, really hope that this has been Colin foreshadowing the return of a Dilophosaurus, and, again, Dilophosaurus raptor fight. I would love to see that get paid off. That would be awesome to see, finally. It could be blue, or it could just be, like, maybe a random, maybe Dodgson or Wu was cloning new raptors, so they could fight a Dilophosaur. I think that would be awesome. But, yeah. So for number 8, this is another Lost World novel, sort of reference, but... So I wrote it down here as Dodgson Claire Fake Out. Basically, if you've read the Lost World novel, you know that in that book, whenever Sarah Harding, was trying to get to Isla Sorna, to help Ian and Dr. Thorne, I believe his name was. Basically, she met Dodgson, because Dodgson was the main villain of the Lost World novel and Jurassic Park novel, I suppose. He had a much bigger role, which I think, they should definitely derive some of the Lost World novel into this movie. But basically, Sarah Harding, she met up with Dodgson because they were going to Isla Sorna, and then Dodgson, tricked Sarah. He was like, yeah, we're going to help Ian, and basically he got her onto his boat that they were using to go to Sorna, and then basically whenever the waters started getting a little choppy, Dodgson, like, pushed Sarah overboard and tried to murder her. Of course, she ended up swimming, and basically ending up on the island anyway. But they also got there too. So I think that they could do something similar with Claire, maybe? I'm not too sure how, but that would be awesome to see that. That would be really cool. And obviously Claire's kind of a Sarah Harding look alike, especially in Fallen Kingdom, you know. So that would be super interesting to see in this movie. For number 9, now this is kind of just a general want. This is kind of just a general want for me in the movie, but I wrote down here Ariana Richards and Joseph Mazzello to reprise roles. Obviously, that's Tim and Lex from the first movie, yes, I would love to see both of them return, even if it's just a little cameo. I would love to see them come back. That would be awesome. But yeah, but not even just those two. Like, I would love to see the actress who played Kelly. Sorry, I don't know her name. I don't remember her name. She actually just made a tweet that she meant for Jurassic June, of her like taking photos with her Kenner figure, which was awesome. And yeah, so really hope that she shows up. But even like Julianne Moore, who obviously played Sarah Harding in the film, and Vince Vaughn as well. I'd just love to see, like, Lost World actors, maybe even the Kirby's. Could you imagine that? That would be so cool. But, yeah, I mean, I feel like that would be a little bit fan servicey. Like, it would feel a little bit too much like The Rise of Skywalker, which I actually don't really mind. But, yeah. But, yeah, I would love to see both of those characters, and just really all of those characters that I just listed off, to reprise their roles in this movie. I think that would be awesome. For number 10, I would like the movie to be over 3 hours. Sorry. I would love for the movie to be over 3 hours long. I think that would be awesome. But to be completely honest, I'm not too sure how they would be able to pull that off. Especially considering how they had to shut down production. They are actually soon going to be starting it up again, though, which is awesome. But yeah, I would love to see this movie be 3 hours long. That would be super awesome. Or, this movie, I think, has to be the longest Jurassic movie. Because of all the stuff that they've got, like, all of the characters that they cast and everything. Like, you can't fit all of the stuff that they've planned and already told us about into, like, a 2-hour movie. I don't think it's possible. Well, maybe it's possible, but, it would feel very rushed, is the thing, which I don't want. Again, we don't want another GP3. But yeah, I would love to see the movie be over 3 hours long. I would be 100% down to see it. But yeah. For number 11, this is another one relating to Dodson, I suppose. I want to see a 1993 flashback as the opening for the movie. I think that would be a great opening. Clayton Fioriti, as well, is also talked about this sort of being a thing. But I want to see a 1993 flashback where Dodson acquires the cryocam. Because in the movie series, we haven't seen whatever happened to the Barbasol can. I mean, obviously, in the Telltale game, or rest in peace, Telltale, but in the Telltale game, the Telltale game, they obviously continued that story, with the cryocan, and, I mean, like, that game is not very good. Like, I think that Jurassic fans even can agree, like, that game isn't good. I mean, I guess it's fun to play every once in a while. Like, I like sort of speedrunning it, because I can finish that game easily in, like, a day. But, yeah. So, really want to see that. I'm not too sure what they would do with that necessarily. Maybe again, like this could be like Dodgson's been cloning dinosaurs all of these years. Sort of like a Palpatine kind of thing. Which like at the same time they could again do like a Palpatine and Rise of Skywalker, and make it way too fan servicey. So there's good and bad in that theory, but yeah, I would love to see that though. Um, but yeah. So for number 12, this is kind of an obscure one, I suppose, but I would love to see this. A male adult Allosaurus, because in Battle of Big Rock, we got to see a adult female Allosaurus. That was a female Allosaur. So we still don't know what a male adult looks like. We obviously saw the male juvenile in Fallen Kingdom. So yeah, I would love to see a male adult Allosaurus in a western climate, I suppose, in sort of like a western sort of town. I would love to see cowboys like using their lassos to wrangle a Allosaurus, as a nice Valley of Goanzi reference. If you guys know about that movie, obviously that was a movie about cowboys wrangling an Allosaurus. I'm pretty sure that was rampaging through the town. I haven't actually seen that movie. I would love to, but I've just never really found anywhere to see it. So yeah, but I think that would be an awesome reference, even just as like in a little like news clip, maybe. I think that would be awesome. Okay, so we are on. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. This is what we're on. So, this is one that I mainly want to see. I think that I've been thinking about this for a while now, but yeah. So, this solves a lot of problems, I think, that this movie could have. It definitely solves a problem that was a controversy, I guess, a month or two ago. Basically, I want to see a Rex fight. Like, two Rexes duking it out. But I want to see a Dr. Wu / Dodson cloned a younger Roberta clone. So it's a clone of Roberta, which of course is Rexy, if you want to call her that. But yeah, so it's like a younger clone of her. And it can look like, or it doesn't even have to be a younger clone. It could just be again, a full-grown Tyrannosaur. Again, that would, I suppose, tie into the 93 flashback. So maybe, this is one of the first ones that Dodson cloned way back when. And now it's fully grown. It's the same age as Roberta and everything. And now she's like way stronger and stuff because he's had a little bit more time to perfect it and stuff with Wu. I don't know. But yeah, so I think that for this clone, they could make it look like the animatronic Rex from the original Jurassic Park. So that would solve the Rex design controversy that was going on a while ago. Basically, of people saying like they wanted for in Jurassic World Dominion for Colin to basically retcon the design of Roberta, so that she could look more like the Stan Winston's animatronic, which wouldn't have made sense. It would definitely have been a retcon, if that were the case, but this solves that problem. And we can get an awesome Rex fight where, our Roberta, is fighting, Dodgson's Roberta. I think that would be so cool, and that could be like the final battle even. But yeah, I would love to see that. So number 14, right here. I want to see Dodgson and Wu killed by a fully grown Dilophosaurus. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, like a fully grown Dilophosaurus, we've already seen those, you know. But we haven't seen a fully grown Dilophosaurus. So, yeah, basically, in the novel, the Jurassic Park novel by Michael Crichton, well, I suppose just in general, if you didn't know, Dilophosaurus actually are like 10 feet tall. Like, they're huge. And obviously they couldn't spit venom as far as we know, because, you know, those degrade during the fossilization process. And they didn't have the frills, either. But, basically, they've been trying to get this into canon for a while now. They tried it in the Telltale game, previously mentioned, where basically they said that the one that killed Dennis Nedry was a juvenile. And obviously, you know, the Dilophosaurus could grow to that full size. So yeah, that was where it all kind of like started, I suppose. But like, even then, like, I think even before that, there was supposed to be, Clayton Fiorides actually made a video or two about this, particular thing. But basically, there was going to be an online, like, interactive, like, sort of like a motion comic, online, like, years ago, which was basically going to be detailing, the 94 cleanup, I suppose is what it was called, whenever Wu, went back to Isla Nublar, in 1994, so a year after, to sort of try and clean it up, you know, try and clean up the park so maybe they could rebuild. And it was basically detailing, that, essentially. But, and also, they were going to come in contact with a fully grown Dilophosaurus, which, again, would have been huge. There's actually images of this Dilophosaurus, and again, like, if I didn't mention this before, this was supposed to be official canon, this fully grown Dilophosaurus. But, the motion comic got canceled, and they never finished it, which really sucks. So now it's, you know, they haven't finished it, so it's not canon, so it's not a thing anymore. But I would love to see that in this film. I would love to see Dodgson and Wu, both get killed off by a fully grown Dilophosaurus, or two even, I don't know. That would be so cool. Like the huge frills, like, oh my god. But, yeah, I would love to see that. But, for the final one, number 15, I want to see another viral marketing website, by, well, Chaos Theorem. What did Chaos Theorem do it? I mean, I'm not entirely sure. Basically by Jack Anthony Ewens. I want to see another website, from him for the marketing of this movie. I think that would be awesome. And, you know, it would really tie up the World trilogy. You know, you got all the websites, you know, for Jurassic World, you got the Masrani Global website, and then for Fallen Kingdom, you got the Dinosaur Protection Group website, and then for Jurassic World Dominion, which I actually have a theory of maybe what that could be, it could be a Biosyn website, maybe, you know, like the pharmaceutical company. I mean, I'm not too sure on that, but, you know, I'm not too sure what else it could be. Honestly, maybe like, I don't know, maybe like a site for, people who have been attacked by dinosaurs and stuff, and basically just want to, I don't know, I mean, I think that a Biosyn website could be is my best guess, but yeah. I would love to see another, viral marketing website. Because again, it would really tie up the World trilogy in a lovely, nice little bow. But yeah, that's all 15 of the things that I want to see in Jurassic World Dominion. So, thank you guys so much for watching. You can leave a like, subscribe, post notifications, all that other stuff. You can let me know down in the comments what you think of these 15 things. Maybe what you would like to see. Maybe a list of things that you would like to see in the movie. But yeah, honestly, it's hard to say what's going to happen in the movie. I mean, we barely know really anything about the movie, so this is probably all not going to happen, but yeah. I do have quite a few more theories, besides this, but, it's kind of hard to come up with all of them on paper. But, yeah, and obviously, I could go on for hours about, all the things that I want to see in Dominion, but, I think that half an hour is good. So, again, thank you so much for watching. Bye! Yeah, 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 yeah.